the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, okay. That's enough. This is TikTok Live. TikTok Live, welcome to the Doug Rice Show. Yes, it is me. You are here. Welcome. I just decided to, hop on. I was going to do a normal show and then decided, well, let me do something else. So, here I am. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show live on TikTok. Let's talk. Now, you're going to do the talking amongst yourselves. I can't just read what you're typing and try to keep up with the drivel that comes out of my mouth on a continuous basis. No. I have with me to help me two moderators. Oh, buddy boy, let me tell you. We got Katrina, we got Antoine Anderson, who will hold down the floor. Do not get riled or do not get out of sorts. Don't get in your feelings because, well, that's where I intend to stay today. Good Lord! What's going on with them? What's happening with them? What's going on with them? I don't know. I'm watching them. Are you watching them? I got topics. I got things we're going to talk about. But for now, are you watching what's happening in the news? And I'm not talking about claiming all the news is fake and all the news is this and all the news is thus. No. I'm talking about what's verifiable, what's easily to decipher. Something you can sink your mental teeth in. And so, those are the things we're going to talk about today. And, I got a few things that I'd like to say. So, here we go. My name's Doug Rice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor. Share. Follow. Tap the screen. That's what I was told to say by Katrina. Nah. All right, let's start with the basics. Let's start with the nationalism that's happening. I gotta watch the words. I understand certain words will trigger a ban, so I'll do all that I can to suppress so that I don't get any redress. All right. They seem in their feelings continuously, and the feeling that leads the way in most of them is fear. Now, dear God, I didn't know that you could consume fear as a diet, but let me tell you something. I think they're down to try it. And here's what's going on, just so that you know. Donald Trump is leading the show. He's taking this on the road. I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is danger close. This is what I've coined serious business. That's why I've joined this effort to get the word out. So there's no doubt why I'm here just, screaming, shout. All right, anyway, Donald Trump. Dear God, do you know where he derives from? Do you know where he comes from? Do you know his origins? And origins matter. His origins are that of Austria, Germanic, tribal-type nations, and he carries with him the same vile creation, the same kind of maleficent hate that seems to permeate and they can't seem to satiate. Dear God. And he's mean. He seems to be on a tear. The guy's seemingly everywhere. Donald Trump is fomenting World War III within this country, and they're going to call it the Civil War 2.0. Just so you know. And it's not going to be for the faint of heart. It's not going to be required that you do any part. As a Negro, hopefully I can say that on the show, you have no kind of assessment or connection to anything in predilection to the furtherment of this nation, with Donald Trump seeming to drive them crazy. I don't know. Donald Trump, I don't know, man. Let me tell you something. I get on this thing and I look at Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, who has determined that Negroes have benefited from being slaves in this country. I got to tell you, That set me on a day-long tear. And I got to tell you, I was out there. I was gone. I was on one. I mean, it was on. I could not understand these men. Can you call them men? I don't even know. The three amigos. This is how I'll go. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, leading the way in being a foolish nation. That's how they were described. That's who would enslave us. A foolish nation, a nation of foolishness, obsessed with replacement theory, or obsessed with that which has passed, that wasn't destined to last. These individuals, I got to tell you, they're scary. They are. You gotta hear some of the things that are going through Donald Trump's mind. Some of the things that he wants to do if he can ascend to the White House. And I mean do to you and you, me too. Who knows? I don't know. What next? I don't know. How's everybody doing? It's Sunday. Forgot to tell you the time. It's 12:13. I decided to do this on a whim. I don't know. If it goes over, it doesn't. If it does, who knows? I don't care. I can delete it. I can let it go. I've done my part. I've done the show. Every Sunday, I try to lead with the kingdom. I try to talk about what is coming. And hopefully we got a few people in here might see what I'm talking about. If you follow Brother Yacoba, if you follow T.L. Ministries, if you follow Dante Fortune, if you're a woke Negro, that's what this show is for. Shout out to Eddie Brock and Jean Grey. Something I definitely wanted to say. There's talent out there, folks. If you guys don't know these guys' TikTok channel, I'm going to recommend, with only a few thousand people I have, if you have not checked out the genius of this child, Jean Grey, I don't care what she has to say. She's as trapped as you and I, so let her have some fun. I don't mind. She's cool, though. I like that. I wanted to mention that. Okay, so, slave skills. Slave skills. Ron DeSantis says that we, as Negroes in this country during our term as slaves, benefited, I might add, by obtaining skills needed, to carry us in later life. Now, needless to say, involving slavery, there was no later life involved. So I'm trying to figure out, did Ron mean that we as parents would teach our children the things that we learned as slaves only to die within enslavement, to have you carry on the enslavement in hopes that it would eventually go away and we'd have those skills needed to carry on? So what the look, we've all met folks like Ron DeSantis. We've all met individuals, men. We've seen them in high school. I had a conversation, I believe, with Katrina, that this guy's never gotten out of high school. He's a high school loser. Ron DeSantis, I mean, just sweaty, shakes, looks needy. Just stop, dude. Nobody's gonna take your girl. Oh my God, dude. Obsessed with what? Critical race theory, replacement theory. What are you talking about? Here's the thing with that. Critical race theory, replacement theory, these things that seem to be on the minds of you folks that are sun challenged. You like that? Sun challenged? Melanin challenged? Sun resistant. I'm talking to you folks. You that meander your way into my lives or into my life and have something to say about what I might say regarding our experiences here. We have no connection with you except that your ancestors at one point owned ours, and that is where the commonality stops. But it seems we are in your heads. Antoine gave me a good little analysis. I think more than in your head. We're your obsession now. Negroes are your obsession. Everything that we say, everything that we do, everything that we think. Oh, we are calling caucasity to account, and that is a drink you can't drink. Oh, I like that one. That's good. Yeah, man. Replacement theory. What is it? You got what is it? What is it? I mean, Ron DeSantis learned about the experiences that we Negroes have had in this country while he was growing up in school. I see no damage done to him mentally. Oh well, maybe that's the point. Maybe he's talking about his current circumstances. Somebody needs to assess Ron and find out, can he localize his traumatic psychosis to being taught, the truth about slaves and the association with those I can't name without getting banned off this platform. And he owns it. DeSantis owns it. He owns something he's never a part of. Now, I need to tell you about Italians. Now, I can say Italians, right? Italians are not necessarily the people I can't talk about. Those are not the people that I'm really associating myself with the transatlantic slave trade and such. DeSantis looks a bit out of place in that his people came here, I think you've read it, about 1900 or so, after 1863, 64, 65. So I'm trying to figure out how this descendant of immigrants, this individual whose own history can be called into somewhat question, can now determine what Negroes will be taught in school in the state of Florida because it hurts his goddamn feelings. DeSantis. I hope somebody gives you a copy of this, D. I hope so. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so yeah, replacement theory, the whole thing you want canceled, that's not going to happen. You're not going to cancel CRT. Because whatever you don't tell your children in school, I'll make sure they're told by me. Okay, moving on. What next? Russia versus Ukraine. I'm going to talk about a few topics, a few current things. Russia versus Ukraine. Russia versus Ukraine. Seems another bit of caucasity that's gone insane. I don't know. The causality is fear. Last year, Putin made it clear he's afraid. And so lives must be paid. I don't understand. I mean, it's just, what is it? Is a resonance from the sun that keeps them on the mental run? Nobody's chasing you, and yet you're fleeing. That's the sign of a wicked man I'm seeing. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, Russia versus Ukraine. It seems to be on the wane. I don't know. He's kind of putting the feelers out there of some cease and desist. I don't know, maybe this year, but it's just another commonality amongst those I can't say that seemingly have an affect on the rest of the world. I mean, consider this. There's a threat of global famine in some respects regarding Russia's position in the grain distribution. I mean, you got to understand, folks, first, fear is the cause. For God's sake, we need to definitely take a pause. I don't understand. These folks say that they're Superman. They're not Superman if they're afraid all the time, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being careful. All right. Yeah, Russia versus Putin. Putin versus Ukraine. Putin, I've had some people tell me that Putin does not have anything against us. Well, let me tell you something. Nothing could be further from the truth. Putin is just as right as the guy right next to you, okay? It's just in a different skew, He told Biden to his face that, they don't think like you. That's what he said to him. He said it. He said, you look at this face and you think that we're the same. Let me tell you that we're not. Putin said that right to Biden's face when he was vice president. And some took that to mean as they bow down to black Madonnas and, the icons of the Russian church, that somehow ingratiates us in their eyes. I will tell you, the recent information I found out regarding the European population is that they are the replacements. That's just as plain and as simple as I can put it without consciously trying to hurt anyone's feelings. But yes, the entire European continent was at one time full of people who are melanin friendly, if I might say so. And this is a fact. This is a fact. This is something that's known. But what's not known, and what's something I found out today regarding all of the European nations is that there were 70 nations initially on this planet. 70 placed by God Almighty, Yahuwah, Jehovah, whatever you want to call them, Most High. 70, 70, right? And there was a mechanism caused that added 125 nations. Now, I shared the video somewhere. You guys go look it up. 125 nations. All of these are Europeanized nations. All of these are nations related to the Nephilim. All of these are nations that seem to have a serious bout of leprosy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get your attention? Moving on. And so, that being said, Putin bowing to icons is not something that I'm going to take as a, as condonement toward our plight. I don't look for him to correct our situation overnight. I don't look to anyone. Now, if they appear, if they arrive, if they are here to save our Negro lives, well then, so be it. But until then, please don't put men like Putin up on a pedestal. Not just yet. It's just not a safe bet. Doug Rice, how you doing? Doug Rice, this is the Doug Rice Show. I'm trying to get back into TikTok lives. I have not done a TikTok live in God knows when. But thank you for being here. I'll say it again. No, I appreciate it. I'm a writer. I want to tell you that. I am a writer. I write. I do it during the day. I do it at night. And lately I've been moved to construct Negro prose. I'm sure you've read a few, if not many of those. And I enjoy what I do. Writing takes the lead. The show takes second place, if you know what I mean. I like that one. That ended well. So yeah, so the Europeans, 125 extra nations. 70 nations, all of human origin, having hue. Here on the sun. Oh my God, I forgot about Twidware. I'll get to him. And 123 that were missing that indicator of being sun-kissed. More an invader. But the point I've missed is that Twidware.com is the sponsor of the Doug Rice Show. Did you know that? I don't think you did know. I've been gone so long from this platform. I am so sorry. It's usually the norm. I mention my sponsor usually every time I'm on. But here you go, Twidware.com. Let me hit it. You put TDRS in the order form. You're gonna get 10% off all Twidware. As you can see. Now I've not resigned my hat. It's here. But you guys gotta check out that Twidware gear. Twidware.com. You go there. They got skincare. It's Twid gear. It's everywhere. Oh, okay, Twidware.com, and that's a plug, baby. Back to this. So, 125 nations. 125 extra nations outside the 70 that the creator put in the continent they've renamed Africa from some dude named Africanus who claims he's conquered the land. And let me tell you, from that point, learned this recently, the land grab was on for the continent of Africa. Did not know that. This is all a planned event. I mean, now you know where all those nations went. They went up into Europe. And then they were replaced by folks that don't resemble this face. Look it up. It's true. What the hell do you want me to do, huh? All right, I'm back in the groove. I'm feeling better. All right. Negro news. I don't know. What's in the news for us? Are they still killing us? Yeah, they're still killing us. They still got some kind of affinity toward making us suffer, making us remember all the negative things without teaching those negative things because that interferes with their delicate sensibilities. But Negro news, I don't know. I was not prepared to do Negro news. What I will do is tell you, when you search black news in any search term, you're going to get some results that are going to teach you. So you'll learn that the smile you wear on your face in public spaces has no place anywhere. And this is the reason that I do this show. I don't know. I haven't said it yet, have I? Yes, the reason that I do this, I don't want you to guess, is to get that goddamned grin off your faces. particularly in public places. It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong there because this is not our place. We don't belong here either. You understand that, right? There's no joy that comes from being here. And Ron DeSantis, back to him, the side who's telling us, kind of left-handed, what he's saying is we need to be grateful Negroes. Yeah, you got skills from us torturing you and, castrating you and burning you alive and enslaving you and separating you from your families and sex farms and rape and torture and all the things that, we as these creatures who are devoid of melanin specific types do. I mean, we spread this type of activity, this type of hedonistic enjoyment, this type of devil-may-care, this do what the fuck you want. That's us. And so that is where it's all come from. And so I just, in trying to keep it as 100 as possible, I'm just here to hurt feelings. No, get the goddamn grin off your face. Negro News, look it up. Find the reason to walk around a serious. You know what? Everybody watched Succession. I did. I watched. It was good. It gave you insight into the thinking of the enemy, of the oppressor, of that individual that has long since called it, hey, we don't like you, right? And Brian, whatever his name was, he said something that hit me pretty hard. He said, you're not serious people. That's like a sledgehammer on those three kids. When he said that, because it stopped the whole scene cold, it established, I think, a mantra of sorts. You're not serious people. Negroes! Be serious people. In the face of all that we are facing, in those faces, be a serious Negro. Be serious about all things. And the reason I'm asking you to be serious, and the reason this is so important, because, see, they're not fucking playing. That's why you have to be serious, because they're not playing. Now, I've said it once, if not more. This is an offset. What's happened in this country, I'm going to say it again. America, the lie. Democracy, the falsehood. What's happened is the chickens set out on the range to eat and shit are coming home to roost. And that's it. That's it. It's the end of it. Democracy was never a reality. Not for folks like me. Democracy was built for those who, one, claimed to have built the country initially, and two, were invited here. And I'll say it unequivocally, we were never invited here. We've never been welcome here. Now, they'll smile in your face, of course, and expect you to smile back. But if you get down to brass tacks, if you ask, what's really going on, I think they'll tell you. They'll tell you by their legislation as they take away these things that have so long, they feel, equal the playing field. Legislatively, of course. And it does no good to try to save a country unsavable. It does no good to save a country built on the premise of supremacy. Because it was always destined to fail and fall. And that's it, and that's all. All right, I'm Doug Rice. Just wanted to say that. Get that out there. Hey, ever heard of a supernova? Ever heard of a new supernova? So there's two folks that I look at pretty well on YouTube. Suspicious Observers. Write it down. Suspicious Observers. Go check them out. Very smart individual. Very intelligent individual. And then we've got Mr. MBB333. Just the way it sounds. MBB333. These two individuals, just a plethora of knowledge. But the supernova comes from Suspicious Observers. Let me tell you how this ties in. Something's coming. Yes! Something's on the way. They know it, and they're terrified to say. Now, we look at all the crap that's going on the planet. I know we got this, we got that, we got Jim, we got Janet, right? We got them all, right? But they're seeing something out there. It's why I'm wearing yellow today, because it's like yellow alert. Just listen to what I say. Supernova. They've actually known about this quite a while. A supernova they expect to hit the sun They've suspected since about 1865 or 1864. They confirmed it in about 1968. Now, I'm telling you the truth. This is supernova of the sun. Here's why they are terrified. They're terrified because the sun seems to be vibrating. Now, I know lots going on down here, but you see that vibrating sun, it seems to be doing something to the minds of the individuals that are on this planet that are resistant melanin-wise, or challenged melanin-wise. Sun resistant. You understand. And so a supernova seems to be building. Now, pressure seems to be building. There are solar flares that are happening. They're expecting an impact on the 1st of August. If you go to suspicious observers and take your head out of the sand of sin that we're all in, and take a look and observe, the ebb and the curve of the sun that's out there, and you might become more aware. I'm not blowing smoke, and this is no joke. This is real. And it's going to be tough to feel. Yeah, well, just stay indoors. Yeah, supernova, look it up. Supernova, 12,000-year cycle. Sun will release EM field, They're scrambling for a reason. Something is vibrating. There are frequencies afoot. There are frequencies afoot, people. Collectively, they're losing their minds, and all at the same time. Do you find that a coincidence? I don't. I mean, they're losing their mind in Poland and France. They're losing their mind in Russia and Spain. They're losing their mind down south. They're losing their mind. It's all the same. They're losing wherever there seems to be a slight melanin challenge, you'll see. They seem to be losing their minds everywhere. And, I'm not taking away from African states, please, because they're just as crazy as their colonialistically, affected state can be, right? I mean, no African nation has been left what they call the fuck alone. Every last one have been Europeanized. I can say that, right? So when they act a fool, all I see it as a reflection of the fools that acted on them. Now, sure, they've got their own foolishness, and it's their own special kind. But I'm not talking about their kind of foolishness. I'm talking about the European kind. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Stop. Supernova, look it up. I got that in there. Okay, unseen. Okay, the unseen world. I'm going to cover some shit today. Okay. I don't know. Is it becoming more seen lately? They got a UFO landed in Nevada, right, a few weeks ago. Nothing. Had a committee hearing about UFOs 2 days ago. We have biological material. Nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're gonna slide these demons in real easy, like. I mean, the unseen world is making a showing. Do you understand? And it seems that the unseen world is coming out of these damn devices we're all on. Or they're associated with them in some degree, some way, some shape, some form. Now, I know you tuned into the Doug Rice Show, but this is what I do. So, enjoy it, or go. The unseen world, yeah, it's making itself known. I mean, there have been more than a few curveballs thrown. I'm seeing sightings on the air. I'm seeing sightings out there. I'm seeing sightings everywhere. They're just, they're here now, right? But seemingly, it's kind of interesting. Negroes, they're afraid. I don't get it. They seem to go everywhere except Compton. Everywhere except, where brothers and sisters commiserate. And good Lord, ain't we making enough noise to get a visit? I mean, every time we open our mouth, they remind us about Chicago. How come aliens just don't come and just say they just don't like us? I mean, come on. There's preferential treatment here. I mean, if there's technology to be had, I've not seen a single alien show up at an African country and say, hey, how you doing? Nope. It's always Jethro or Billy Bob. It's France. It's Germany. Seems they have a preference. Now, here's what I heard. I heard the beings there in contact with will not permit any religious talk of any kind. I've also understood it to be that they will not permit the name Jesus to be mentioned in their presence. Hey, look it up. I'm not making it up. Look it up. You can find YouTube videos. You can find people to tell you. But more importantly, they don't seem to permit us in their presence. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just no folks of color in any relation whatsoever. Listen, they built CERN in Europe. And if you look at all the CERN staff, they're on their website. None of us are there. None of us. We've not been invited. I don't think whatever they're talking to wants to talk to us. I'm just going to make it. I'm just calling it. The unseen world. Pay attention to it. It swirls all around us. They've invented cameras that can take photos of what's happening all around us. Explosions of light and energy. All sorts of things. It says that in the last days, so would the last days of Noah resemble, yada, yada. And I don't know. I'm looking. I'm waiting. The kingdom, right? If you're not really waiting for the kingdom, what are you doing? No, seriously. I mean, if you're voting for Biden, if you think America is the hand, if you're plotting your flag here, if you're planting the flag right here in the United States, and this is it for you, I mean, get the hell out of here, please. Take yourself and move. Move on. Get out. But if you understand this is it for them, not even 300 years. No. Like most superpowers, it's over. If you understand that it's time to perhaps gather your gear, put the piano thing down and say it's time to go, then maybe you're invited to stay. Just, keep your feelings out of my way. All right, I'm sorry. MBB, Unseen World, and we're next. The information that I found out this morning started with the gentleman informing us, that we are a royal nation, that we are royalty, that we are holy in that strictest sense, and that, connective tissue to the 70 nations that originated, within that framework, Jacob and the folks that brought about, tribe of Israel and Judah, within those individuals is a holy royal nation. I say that because they don't want us to think well of ourselves here. They've gone out of their way to make sure that we think just about this much, no more. And if they catch us asserting a higher position than they feel we should have, then they are quick to put us in our place. Aren't they? Aren't they just so helpful? And this is why I invite all of us to have conversations like this amongst ourselves, to ourselves, with ourselves, and by ourselves. There's no reason to include anyone that has no inclusion in our conversation in relation to our experience as Negroes, period. And if their feelings are hurt, if they feel the need to be included, well, that's the attitude to which I've alluded. So it's good to think well of yourself as a Negro, as a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, as those of us bought here by ship. Deuteronomy 28. I mean, that doesn't apply to anyone else. No. Even those that claim to be associated with the Negro experience. No. No, that's all us. It belongs to us. It's ours, and we own it. And don't you let any single one of them try to correct your mental trajectory when it comes to what you think of yourself as a Negro in this country. Let me tell you something. You are a survivor. You are a survivor. You're a miracle. If you are a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, if you, like me, can trace your lineage to a plantation in South Carolina, if you can do that, you are a member of a set-apart group of people, a people of special possession. And don't they treat us as such? Of course they do. They treat us in this anti-special way, in maintaining this mental that says you are some unique individuals, but not that much. And at this point, I'm done with allowing them to define who I am. I've now found the truth. And the truth involves quite a bit. All right, let's continue. You know, some practices that they used to have and make things, and Detrina brought this up. She talked about a barrel of laughs. We got terminology here, you know, picnics, barrel of laughs, shit like that. Steeped in racism and, who almost said it, nationalism. That's not black. Okay. Barrel of laughs. I did not know this. I did know this, but I didn't recall. Barrel laughs. They wanted such strict control of the psyche of Negroes during slavery. Oh, this is one of those benefits that DeSantis, one of those skills that we learned. Okay? So you want to laugh? You got to laugh. You want to smile? You want to laugh? I'll tell you, here's what you're going to do. You're going to walk your ass over to that barrel. You're going to stick your head in that barrel. You're going to laugh until you can't laugh no more. When your head comes out of that barrel, you're going to be done laughing. Tell me the kind of people that create that circumstance. Tell me those people no longer exist. Tell me that those people no longer exist, and I will sell you a bridge in Piscataway. I don't know if there's a bridge in Piscataway for sale, but I hope there's not. You understand? Barrel of laughs. Barrel of laughs. Wow. And they want us not to teach that. They want to forget that. Or is that one of them skills? The ability to quickly find a barrel, stick our head in it and laugh, get it out, and then continue on with our day. Is that a skill set we can use, Ron DeSantis? There we go. All right, here we go. Yeah, those are the things they used to do. They used to do a lot of things. Sundowner towns. This is the fear. This is what drives them today. Sundowner towns. Not in a small town. Boy, look here. I heard about that fiasco, that music. Yeah, I know the message. The message is clear. The message is clear. They're done pretending. They're done pretending. It's over. They're gonna show you their true face. Now there were a few that existed some time ago that attempted to change the narrative of the country in some respect, and they've killed all of them off. And now what's left? Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, just the cream of the cautionary crop. I was going to say caucasic crop, but, you know, I mean, this is the best of the best. That's what they're left with these days. So, what they used to do is now coming back. And it's not going to end well for us, especially if you're black. Oh, I like that. Yeah, this ain't going to end well. Look, go ahead and factor all of this out. First, listen, there's no way they're stopping this freight train. It's over for them. America is finished. It's a wrap. It's only how it's going to end at this point. And Donald Trump has the lead in fomenting Civil War 2.0. And after they continue their whatever argument they have over who's in charge and, you know, whether they want a democracy or whether they want a dictatorship or fascism, who cares, right? After they've done that, I need to warn you, brothers and sisters, that we are the target. Oh no, they've got to corral us back in order. See, their fragile psyche is at risk. See, the children continually get watered down. Okay? And as that watered down circumstance perpetuates, the sun continues to shimmer in the sky, continually vibrating the energy and frequency right in the weakened mental state of these monsters they're raising. And so, perhaps, in an effort to save themselves, they need to control the Negro narrative. They need to not tell the truth and cancel CRT. It's driving their children insane, can't you see? I don't know. Seems to be a theory with me. I'm just going there. I don't know. We're their obsession. We are their obsession. I'm going to tell you something, folks, in closing, or I'm going to lose my voice. They're obsessed with Negroes. That's true. But if you let Fannie Willis bring a RICO Act against Trump, we're all through. And I mean that. You know, we got one in New York, we got one in Georgia. I'm just saying, Rico. Hey, look, Trump doesn't like us anyway. He doesn't. He likes us his way, like most of them like us. See, they don't like Negroes. They like Negroes their way. Now, if they don't get Negroes their way, well, yeah, it's hell to pay. But Rico will do it. Rico will bring it to a halt. And at that point, he's going to blame and call it Negro's fault. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's about what I had. Eddie Brock mentioned that. Okay, I'm good. I'm there. I've got it. Hey, we're square. I've done the show. Just so you know, I don't have to say anything else. So go. I'm just joking. I do appreciate you being here. It took me a minute to get back into the groove. Watch yourselves out there, folks. Seriously, if you're a Negro, if you are a woke member of the royal family, I'm talking to you. You know, keep that. Keep that. Don't let any who are not you define you. And that's what they'll try to do. And they'll do it relentlessly, too. You remember that, okay? Okay. All right, I got to go. For God's sake, it's late, yo. I've done 48 minutes, so I'm good. I hope everybody has enjoyed. Please, Twitware, do the whole tap and all that and share. This is going to go on YouTube as well. And hopefully people will see it who can tell. All right. Hey, there we go. Nice little finish. Okay. All right. I'm out of here. Everybody done? You good? We good? Everybody answered questions? Because I haven't read anything. I don't know what's being said down here. You guys take care of yourself. Remember, you're always a Negro. You're always a Negro. Every time they see you, you're a Negro. Every time they see you. You know, it's not something you can shake. It's not something that you can fake. And it's not something that they seemingly can take. All right, folks, I'm out. You guys have a good one. See ya. What? Wait. Almost forgot. Oh, man, this hat is a little heavier than my other hat, and it's cool. Huh? Yellow alert! I love it. Twidwear. This is a sick hat. I like it. Got a little twid there. It's nice. That's what I do! This is for you. All right, listen, tomorrow's Monday. You're back in it, huh? You're back in the fray. You know what I'm about to say. Now, if you got to go in tomorrow, and I know you do, I know you do too. You got to make the loot. You got to hit the boot. You got to do it. Just be resolute. Do me a favor, okay? You know, you walk in the office tomorrow and you're driving in. I want you to think back to, all that we've said today, all the things we've discussed as Negroes, as family, as members of the royal house of Judah. However you want to put it. And then just think back to what they want you to think of yourself. I want you to steel yourself before you get out of the car. And then, just as you are about to walk into the office, do me a favor. Would you, please? Get that goddamned grin off your face. Now you're ready to walk in the place. Good weekend. Bye-bye.